played King of the Castle.
Ah.
49 minutes of it.
Ah, okay. So not a very long session. And we're
No.
live. I hit the
We're
button at that
live? We're
exact
leaving?
moment. We indeed leave A. But I will need to do some things and stuff before we properly get started with this AMA.
Let's go!
Alright, hold on. I need to let people know that we are live.
Social. There it is. So let's grab that. I even made a special AMA thumbnail for this video and also for the social posts.
Oh?
Yep. I mean, it's still the Praxis one, but I wrote Ask Me Anything on it. You shall see. I mean, admittedly, I didn't do a lot, but I did do something, and I think it looks neat. Also, I gotta change that. No,
Yeah.
I always forget. You don't have a Twitter, right, Than?
I do not. For obvious reasons.
Fair.
I haven't checked Twitter much at all. Because of obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but the cesspool of the website where everybody goes to argue, so it's just like, it's not me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I use it to post about my streams and stuff, and occasionally I like political things, but...
It's like, if you're advertising something, I mean, like, I won't blame you for that.
Yeah.
But I have nothing to really advertise yet, so...
Fair. And,
Might
like,
well
it's
make
really
one.
good for... Well, it used to be really good for picking up auditions. Now, not so much, but, you know...
Maybe I'll make one once I actually start publishing my stuff, because I still need artists and stuff to help me out.
Yeah. And that takes time and money.
Money. Yes, because I do have somebody, but it's a lot of money.
Yeah. It's definitely something you gotta save for.
Mm-hmm. There's an investment I'm willing to put myself into.
Uh-oh, that's...
'Cause I might do like an early release of something, like my subclass I mentioned on your stream a couple times.
Yeah.
As that like a little teaser, a little taste.
You know, at some point I'd also like to, at some point, work with you again for, the race I showed you a while back.
Oh yeah, no, I'd be down.
And it might be cool for when we do, Ravenloft, if we do Ravenloft, if someone wants to use the race that I made.
I've been thinking about what I want to play in the Ravenloft one. It's like, I have an idea of... I know I want to play something I haven't played before.
Right.
And I'm between a bard or a cleric. Or maybe
Both
I'll
are
just...
really fun.
Or maybe I'll try Bloodhunter and see if I can die faster.
See if you can speedrun Death in Barovia.
You know, pull a Molly.
Yeah. There's one character I just thought up recently that I want to play at some point. So, you know the dragon monk that was put in Treasury of Dragons, right?
Correct.
So, like, I had this thought of... It's basically Natsu, Dragneel, and the other Dragon Slayers from Fairy Tail, that monk class. So, like, I imagine there's this guy who's just really, really into dragons. Oh. And thank you, Pixel, for the continued subscription. I appreciate it.
It was a subscription. I
But
lied.
you were close. But anyway, as I was saying, so, like, he is a dragon weeb, if you will, and he meets a silver dragon, which, as you know from dragon cultures, are human weebs, and they gush, and he learns how to become a monk via just gushing over dragon lore, with a dragon gushing over human lore.
That's basically how Andros got brought about.
Pretty much.
Oh, martial arts, cool.
Oh man, you're a dragon, you're so cool. Oh man, you're immortal. You have a short life and love things because it's such a short time. That's so cool. Let's be
Cool.
best friends. Hell yeah. Can you teach me how to shoot ice from my fists? Why not?
That is an interesting dynamic, yeah.
Or they could be like lovers or something, but I just like the idea of these two nerds who are nerds for their own culture getting together and hanging out.
That really makes me want to play that dragon bard that I showed you.
Right, yeah. Oh shoot, that's not... Damn it. Okay, I have to tweak this a little bit, it seems.
I have too many subclasses in my drive.
Let me grab...
Oh, how's that other game that you're in? That you're DMing on Tuesday.
Ah, the Tuesday one. It's going well. I mean, Zell, unfortunately, had to step out for basic training, but because they were in combat, things are a little dicey for his character, and now I may or may not need to commission art for something that they will encounter in the future.
I was there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
see.
saw that, and I just said fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that fight, it could have gone two ways with Zell's leaving, Kardak specifically, either on a positive note or a negative, and they got into combat for too long.
I'm so sad the raid message wasn't, dude, where's my Kardak? Just...
That would have been a good one, yeah, but I like the one we went with.
Yeah, I know.
Just gonna...
My love for terrible movies.
Yeah. I mean, if it makes you feel better, the title is, if I remember correctly, is in fact, Dude, Where's My Kardak?
Yeah, okay, I'll accept that.
I'm like, you know what? I do like that a lot better than the title I originally did. I don't even remember what it was originally, so... I think it was Bloody Big Top or something.
As long as it's used, I'm happy.
But,
It's vague enough.
yeah. Oh, we have a pun, but I will be getting to that momentarily. I'm going to be posting in, or I'm still posting in places, rather.
How dare you not be finished posting already? No,
I
just
know. I'm a monster, as previously stated multiple times.
I know.
kidding. Wait, do you actually... Would you actually call yourself a monster?
No, I wouldn't. I
No,
do
like,
it more as a joke.
By the character.
You didn't see what he did to me at session 1. I call him a monster.
Yeah, I mean, if you call me a monster fan, I can understand why.
Yeah, because
I
I was
get
just
it.
I was just awestruck. I was awestruck. I have never had that happen before.
I didn't mean for it to happen. The dice were just
Yeah, I
horribly cruel that day.
I know. He got better though.
You did get better. Alright, I now have time for our pun. What would an action movie about pasta be called? Mission Impossible.
I had a feeling it was going that route, to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest.
It was
Never
super
heard that
obvious
one.
where that was going. Dang, he's leaving already?
You're the one that caused this.
You did. You have to support your actions.
Exactly.
Let's go to Odyssey. Oh, I have to do a couple more tweaks here because I just realized I didn't go into reactive to get your tokens in. We will be using Odyssey. Or we could go for Discord regular, I suppose. Because you guys do have reactive images, and we're not technically playing. We're just using this for the AMA format.
Correct.
And also...
Use my old sock puppet.
You can. Where
But,
is... Oh, right. I have to actually put that in, because this is on the PC, not the... laptop.
That sounds like chaotic evil to me.
I gave everyone a pun. I hate puns, so I leave. I mean, he's got the chaos part down for sure. PNGs. Alright, let me grab... Oh, actually, I could just grab it from here. Where are you? There's guest PNGs. Got it. There you guys are. Look at them.
Oh.
And I also need to grab my model. Is that a window or a display or window capture? Or was that browser too? It has been so long I don't remember.
I don't know.
Hold on one. I'll figure it out.
Is this the real life, or is this a
give you
fantasy?
Oh, I got my sock puppet. There it is.
Yep, there he is. I went with the basic one, so it gave the sock puppet and Yelling's one.
Yeah. It was an old reactive image that I had on a friend stream. I used to just
It's game. That's what it is.
be
Okay.
there with them.
Mm. So, does anybody
There
have
you
any
are.
questions while I'm setting up? Chat, get your questions in while they're hot. Whoop.
Draco, you here to
Are we
go?
playing
Wait,
next
there you
week?
are. Hi, Draco.
That's a legit question.
Wait, what was the question? I missed it.
Are we playing next week?
That is a good question. Maybe.
Okay.
We will have to
Hopefully I
see
won't
how
be-
that goes.
Hopefully, I won't be like struggling with finals and stuff.
It's gonna happen.
Okay. And I almost have everything set up, guys, and we're almost ready to get started.
Don't you look down at my sock puppet.
Look, I had to. Just the nature of how this is working, I kind of had to.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Listen, this is set up in a very specific way, and I had to.
How dare you do that to my sock puppet? Look at him. You made him sad.
Sorry, I didn't know. Okay, I have... Hello, everyone. Welcome to this incredibly chaotic AMA that we're doing. So we're just getting started. I have some questions here that we can start off with. Oh, why is that... The screen is black in there. It's not actually showing what I want it to show. How dare. Oh, wait, I know why. Boop, boop. Properties. And there we go. Got it. We're good.
Yeah.
I might need to do
Are you sure we're good? Are you 100% sure?
about
We're
50%.
absolutely-
At least 50%.
At least some percentage.
Why is it so small? Oh, I see why, because it's full screen right now.
I forget if my reactive is me saying watermelon, because like a common theater thing is like either boots and like saying boots and cats if you're saying like trying to do whispering thing and like just mouth boots and cats, or it's watermelon.
Okay, there we
Like,
go.
those are the two.
Excuse me. Maybe I should shrink my model too.
Ooh, Bella has a question for us.
Oh, okay. I have a question. What was y'all's reason for deciding on what your characters would be? Actually, that's also one of my questions, so I'll get rid of that one. I'll leave that to the people with characters.
Leomon.
I was under the assumption that this campaign was going to turn into a furry-related campaign and not actually a continuation of already existing campaign. I don't know if that made sense.
So, like, our original plan for the next one, we might still adhere to that, was for us to do Ravenloft, but all the characters are furry. But I think there was some wires crossed when we originally invited you on, and you thought that this
Yes.
one was that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the Lion
Which
Man
is
didn't
why-
help.
Yeah, the Lion Man made it really obvious, or made it really seem like, okay, someone did the project.
And like then we also have a changeling, so I'm like, okay, maybe like that's also technically fits because like changeling, you're like always changing forms, so you could always be a furry if you want.
I mean, I guess
There's-
it's a bit of a stretch, but I guess I can see that reasoning.
But yeah, no, I just think Leomon is really cool, all variants, and I just wanted to make a Lion Man that shoots lasers from his hands. That's literally it.
I mean, who wouldn't want that, right?
And then, I kind of fulfilled the prophecy. Leomon showed up, and then he died at some point.
He did. Earlier than he should have. We weren't able to establish a lot yet, but hey, we fixed the problem. He may die again later. We'll have to see.
I'll try to make it not happen.
Yeah. Hopefully we have the Leomon good end for once. For once.
For once, please. Literally, they killed a child that was just connected to Leomon.
Alright.
A child!
God damn.
I feel like I have a appropriate reactive thing for that. Like a image post for that, but I don't remember where I found that.
Well, while you're looking for that, we'll get into some of my questions unless someone in chat has another one. What is your favorite character moment for your character?
Ooh, that is a tough question.
Probably the Wish.
The Wish is a good one.
Felt really good about the Wish. I respected gambling, and it respected me back.
For Alu, I can't. It's hard for me to decide, honestly, because like most of what Alu is as a character in this campaign, I think ends up being comedic relief at best, right?
That is true. Alu does end up as comedic relief most of the time, yeah.
So I don't know. Like, it's hard to figure out a best moment when the character is comedic relief. I feel like it's not as easy.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I basically have a favorite character moment for all of your characters.
Oh, tell!
So, for Andros, I'll start with his. I think my favorite moment for Andros was when he dove down into the volcano and met his ancestor for the first time.
Oh yeah.
That was really heartwarming and breaking all at the same time.
Oh yeah, I meant it to be.
Yeah.
I really wanted to pull out the heartstrings on that one.
You succeeded very well. For Alu, I'm gonna be real. There's one funny one, and then there's one, like, more emotional one. The funny one is when you saw the demigod and the kraken, and y'all just fucking got out of there. And all was just panicking. Let's leave! You know what? Let's go. Let's go. It's fine. And then my favorite moment is when you were so, like, cool with Helios, and then you learned who he actually was. And then, oh, no!
I don't know if Alu, as a character, would have called that his favorite moment at all.
Probably
Look on the
not.
bright side. He's gonna be my belt now.
Yeah. Every time you look at Andros' belt, you remember that moment. I have a few questions here. My next one might also be a bit of a tough one for you. Do you have a favorite character moment for someone else's character in our campaign?
Oh shit. Might be Octavius hatching his egg.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
That is a good one. I enjoyed Kaya actually romancing the Amazonian. I did not enjoy the breakup.
That relationship was doomed to fail. Let's be real. It started with magic. It basically started with the magical equivalent of a roofie. That was not a successful relationship.
Yeah, no. I didn't feel good about it with the suggestion spell.
Yeah. But, follow-up question to that one. Why is your favorite moment your favorite moment?
How dare you?
I know.
I don't know. I just feel like Alek kind of gave a lot of emotion in that scene a lot, and I kind of felt it a little bit. It's like, you know, it was a good moment.
Yeah, was
Octavius got to be a dad.
It's true. Was the crux of his whole reason for being here in Thylea, and he got to be a dad. I wonder if Solaire will ever get him a #1 dad mug. We'll have to wait and see.
What's a mug?
Yeah. First, mugs have to be invented. Then.
I feel like they had to have had mugs. I don't think ancient Greek culture is so far behind.
They wouldn't call it a mug.
At the time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be called a mug, but, like, they had some sort of receptacle for drinking fluids. Maybe not warm fluids, but fluids.
Oh, well, ancient Greece.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not a actual pot, it's probably a stomach, right? Like a pig stomach or something.
Probably somewhere in that general range of things. One of Bubba's favorite moments was when Alu realized that they had fingers again. So much so that he clipped that, by the way. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it's in my backlog that I'm getting to upload.
I forgot about that! You're so right! Oh my gosh, that's a good moment.
That is a pretty good one. This one's... I got a lot of hard-hitting questions here, because the next one is, hypothetically speaking, if you were going to have a city named after your character, like Mitros is after the goddess Mitros, and Historia's named after the Dragon Lord Esther, what would the name of your city be?
God. Mitros wouldn't want a city. Shit.
I feel like for Alu, it would have to be something related to macros and just working out, and also knowledge. There has to be like some intersection between the two that I do not have the knowledge, or I don't have the wisdom or the intelligence.
You know what my first thought was? Because you said like it would involve macros. A play off of Margaritaville, Macraville. It doesn't sound very ancient Greek, but that was the first thing that popped into my head. Macraville.
I mean,
The only thing that could pop in my head for interest is like Soul Fist or something.
if it works, it works.
Soul because the sun, and Fist because, I mean, we all know why.
Yeah. Right. Who is your favorite NPC and why?
There's a lot of NPCs that I have a vendetta against.
Well, you're gonna really love the next question then. Let me tell you.
Man.
How about Howard?
Howard's fine, but I don't count him as an NPC. He's a companion.
Yeah, he's a companion familiar.
maybe Kyra, because I know everybody gives Kyra like a lot of shit, but I actually do like Kyra. I also like my genie friend.
It's true. I know we have his name somewhere.
Yeah, I'm bad with names.
I just don't remember where it is, and I too am bad with names. I should have written it in my notes somewhere, and I hate myself for not doing that.
But you know, the small moments that I had with my genie friend, I liked them. So.
Yeah. What about you, Yelling?
Well, since Howard doesn't count, I need to think harder.
Fair.
You know what? The Bullbug, when he almost got caught, that was an interesting moment.
Bullbug is pretty fun.
I do like Bullbug, not gonna lie.
Specifically when we were trying to escape and then Bullbug literally almost gets caught because all the rolls were going bad.
And he isn't exactly the best with deception.
Yeah. That one was pretty funny.
He was doing great.
Yeah. He was doing as good as he theoretically could.
That's all I could ask for.
Yeah. He did his best, and in the end, that's what matters. Alright.
And then we're interns forever!
Yep. Intern Samachia. That's why it's gonna be the name of the next session. So, one that you might be really excited for. Who is your least favorite NPC and why?
Sidon.
I saw that coming from like a mile away. I'm like, when I typed out that question, it's probably gonna be Sidon. But
It's
just
either
because.
Sidon or the king.
Good old King of Castus.
Mm-hmm.
Helios!
Also valid. Very valid.
How dare Helios tricks Alu with the most obvious form of deception ever. With muscles!
Yeah. Rude.
I also hate him because he's an imposter.
Yeah.
Fair.
He was the most sus of any NPC you've met so far.
Andros gave him compliments.
Yeah. Alright, I feel like I might have an idea for the answer for this one, Brandros, but when were you scared the most for your character or your other party members' lives?
So there's two instances.
Hmm.
Session 1.
Fair. That was
He
my
died.
first thought.
The second one is when we fought all those Sidon followers and we were about to be just utterly destroyed.
And then the genie friend.
Yes, and then the genie friend. But I didn't know that was gonna work.
No, you didn't. It was a pure gamble. And you managed to get it.
It's just like, fuck it at that point. I was gonna turn into stone next turn.
Fuck it, we ball, in the purest sense.
But Andros, I mean, he's a character that sees failure not as something that is an end to it all, but when it comes to death, that you can't really come back from that.
Nah.
No, so in a way he felt frightened, and then he felt annoyed and sad and angry all at the same time because he felt like he did his biggest failure, where he can't come back from or learn from.
Right. And, Yelling, what about you?
For Alu specifically, I feel like that might have been, the Helios fight. Because that was way, way too close. But then again, I was also kind of not smart because I completely forgot we had the ring that would have helped with fire damage. But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
I mean, I was okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, Bubba
But
did.
for
Oh,
the-
sorry. Go ahead.
I think for the entire party, probably the one with a lot of Zidon followers. Also,
Yeah. Oh, Daluna has a question. If you had I think he means TPK, not TPW, but if you had that in the beginning, did you have a backup character in mind? I think that's...
At the beginning?
Hmm.
No, actually. I did not know what I would do after Andros. I didn't come up with a backup character till the huge side-on fight where I thought we were gonna die. Because the way I like to make a backup character is I like to have it close to something that we interacted with already.
Right.
So, it makes sense for that person to show up. Like,
Yeah.
if we dealt with, like, a church of some kind, then I would bring, like, a cleric from that church. Or if there was some type of warrior from, like, I don't know, a band of, like, maybe, like, a guild, he would show up. For the Sidon, worshipper fight, when I thought Andros was about to die, I did think of a character. I wanted it to be a fire genasi because of the Afridi.
Right.
And basically how he was going to play out, since, I'm probably not going to use him now, is I was going to make him be a dick to motivate the party to be better. He's doing it on purpose, not because he is a dick, but only because he wants to see how far he can push them so they just see their potential.
Interesting.
So he would basically say something like, he would disrespect Andros in any chance that he could, saying that you did nothing. It's just like, what are you going to do about it in this moment if you can't save your friend? Stuff like that. But deep down, he just doesn't want anybody to die. He kind of just wants to help out this group.
So you're saying he would be a tsundere?
Yeah, I would say so.
God, I don't like any of you. You're all losers.
It would be
Fuck.
more like a, God, I'm working with this band of fools.
Right, so I'll use the second part of this question. How did you come up with the voice for your character?
Literally just my voice.
Yep, yours is the easiest one to answer.
So for Alu as a Loxodon, I wanted to do something that sounded heavy, and also because elephants is also like a very common motif in both Sri Lankan and Indian culture, I went with a more deep Indian accent.
Gotcha.
And then for the Harangon version of Alu, that was because like Bugs Bunny was a bit of an influence on that, and I wanted something completely different yet still sounds like it could have possibly been spoken by a guy.
Gotcha. Cool. Right. That does it for my questions I have in my phone, but I just thought of one. Ideas for the next campaign. Any character ideas you have for... Obviously, we haven't set up any of this yet, so... Just general ideas at this moment that you might have.
Is this about the furry campaign?
Yes, this one would be the gothic horror furry campaign.
No, that's Broaden. He wants to be Beaver Warrior.
Yes.
Part of me kind of just wanted to make like the complete opposite of Andros because I found like a way up the moon. subclass. And I
That
was
would
just gonna
be
make him into a
amazing.
tiger.
Would be great, actually. Inverse Andros.
But I don't know. There was another idea of like I was gonna be like if you allowed it, like an Eric Cochra bard or something.
Yeah, I'd allow it.
Because I know how some people feel about Eric Cochras.
Yeah, I understand why people don't like Eric Kokra, but I mean, I haven't had one in a campaign yet, but I don't think it's a huge deal that they can fly.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean,
They won't take
Ooh.
fall damage ever. Tragic.
there's spells for that, being
True.
able to fly.
And like, there's items that do it too. There's flying brooms and carpets and stuff in this game.
Pretty much, yeah. And, people who could fly without spells too, like druids, if, they are high enough level,
Yeah.
turn into a bird.
I think it's that some people think that flying early game is busted. But, like, there are enemies that will have ranged capabilities. I don't see what the big deal about, oh no, this thing can fly? How dare?
Yeah. Because even if they do fly up out of range of that, I mean, they might not have a lot to combat the people on the ground.
Yeah. Okay, you're up in the air. Do you have a longbow? No? Well, I guess you're sitting up there then, huh?
It's like, even with first level spells, I don't think there's anything like, high range.
Yeah. And there's
Unless
also...
you, I mean, like,
Go ahead.
there's Firebolt, but, you have to get a class that gets that.
Yeah. There's also the... I think I read this somewhere online. The ridiculous things like, yeah, the Tarrasque can be killed by a level 1 Aarakocra. Well, that'll take 10,000 years to fucking do in combat. And also the collateral damage that's done is going to devastate everything around it. So, not exactly the best strategy.
Wait, why would it take so long?
Well, because the Tarrasque by default has a resistance to magic, and its AC is ridiculous. So a level 1 Aarakocra is going to take forever to take it down because A, it has to hit it if it's using any sort of ranged weapon. If it's using spells, it's going to have a hard time to hit it. So it's going to be a lot of missing that happens, with the occasional small bit of damage done. Chipping away at, like, a ridiculously large health pool.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort
Makes
of
sense.
like how, realistically speaking, if you're playing an MMO, you could go to a high-level area and maybe survive. If you never get hit, and you hit them every single time and do your little chip damage, you could technically win. If you have god luck, but, probably not happening.
Roll20 is kind of cruel sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but another thing I kind of want to do is, remember that farmer character that I mentioned, that warlock?
Yes.
I kind of wanted to play him just to have a reason to play as him, because it just sounded fun.
That could be fun. Press. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that gem. The Tarrasque also has reflect magic missiles back at the caster as a thing it can
That-
do.
Is insane. I never want to fight a Tarrasque.
Yeah. Tarrasques
Wait a minute.
are... Yeah, I mean, look, maybe it'll stay in prison. Just don't live 1,000 years. You're good.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Andros can't live that long. He just stops age. I mean, like, he can't age magically, or his body doesn't feel old. That's literally all he gets.
Yeah. You'll look old, but you won't feel old, and that's pretty special.
Yeah, that's great.
And I will
Old man.
I will grab the stat block, because I don't know if it's this version of the Tarrasque that has it, or... Oh no, this one does. It's called Reflective Carapace.
Yep.
The hard counter to Magic Missile on the Tarrasque.
It's great. I love it.
And it can eat you. That's also a fun little gem.
Yeah, it's like the worst. It's just like long range spell attacks, can't do anything with it. Get up close, he'll probably eat you.
Yeah. It's similar, like, I feel like there are two hard counters, one for casters, ignoring the Tarrasque, one for casters, and one for melee. For casters, the Beholder. With its anti-magic code, it's a pain in the ass to deal with if you're a spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
For fighters, it's the Rust Monster. You don't want your armor and your weapons to be turned into dust. God help you.
I mean, there's like one okay situation where you fight a beholder is if they don't have their intelligence, which is like a zombie beholder.
Yeah.
Because I remember one time with my Sunday party, we fought one of those and we just put a rug over his eye and we just ran.
Yeah, no, that's the perfect way to do it, honestly.
And it wasn't smart enough to remove it. So...
like, as written, technically speaking, no one should ever beat a beholder because they're so fucking paranoid. There's no way you could possibly make a plan it wouldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Which I kind of love that it's impossible to properly play a beholder in a campaign. It's like, rules is written, but if you played a beholder as a DM as they're supposed to be, no one would ever get past them and it wouldn't be fun.
I think I've only played a game against a zombie beholder and a homebrew version of them where it was like a dragon fanboy and it took dragon properties.
Oh my god. I mean, there is now a Draco beholder, thanks to the Treasury
really?
of Dragons.
Oh wow, I didn't look at that.
I think it has like a force breath or something like that. I need to look at it again, but it does have a dragon breath weapon, and I think it's force, or it's something else horrific that's unique to Idrake.
My DM's gonna be mad again. In that case, he keeps making ideas, and Wizard of the Coast keeps coming out with books right after he makes them.
Damn. They have, like, a wire in his place somewhere that he isn't aware of, and he's just saying ideas out loud. They're like, write that down, write that down!
Because, like, during, the lockdown, that's when I first started playing, and he had this whole thing where he had, like, gem dragons, like, whole prophecy and everything. Then, next year, Treasury of Dragons.
Damn. Beholders
Or maybe your DM is just a prophet. Just really bad at
with his luck,
Maybe.
I
Just
kind of
really
consider
bad
him a
at
fey creature
realizing.
just because he likes to be tricky, and also he's Irish, and he likes his fey lore.
You know what? I will look. Now I'm curious. I will look up the Idrake because I want to be sure I know what its breath weapon is because I know it has it.
It's gotta be force.
Okay, let's see here. Oh no, it's worse. Anti-magic breath.
Ah!
It breathes
just-
the anti-magic cone, and it can recharge that.
Does it just, like, stop everything from being magical, like magic items? Does it just stop that entirely?
It emits a magic wave in a 30-foot cone. Each creature in the area must make a DC 14 con saving throw, taking 6d12 force damage on a failed save, or half as much on a success. Every spell of 3rd level or lower ends on a creature and objects of the Idrake's choice in that area. So yeah, it turns off magic items with its breath weapon.
Is it permanent?
It does not say.
Oh no.
So I guess that's up to DM's discretion how evil they want to be.
Yeah.
And how they are formed. When a beholder contends with a dragon for power and wealth, its thoughts of the dragon rival can become deeply obsessive, eventually pervading the beholder's dreams. If the rival lasts long enough, these fever dreams can manifest to an Idrake, a beholder-like creature with demonic features.
Fucking beholders.
Because the whole thing about beholders is
Yeah.
Those paranoid motherfuckers dream things into reality.
Yep. They reproduce through dreams, and it's awful. They just need to be ended.
Yeah, I do love... That's what I love so much. I watched a video a while back where he's explaining beholders and how they work. If a beholder has a dream that it will be defeated by bread somehow, it'll eradicate wheat off the entire continent that it was on, dive into the bottom of the ocean, and seal itself away, so no one can ever use wheat to kill it.
Great. Just pull out of the loaf of bread. Just screams at the top of his voice.
Yeah, that's it. Ha! Nothing can beat me! Oh my god, is that a loaf of bread? Fuck! I thought I got
Freshly
rid of
baked.
those! Alright, but if no one has any more questions, we could potentially get Daluna 13 in here and we could start doing King of the Castle. If that is what we wish to do.
Let's give it a minute.
That's fair.
I'm gonna try and see if I can think up of a question. Do you have a question?
I mean, I read out my questions.
Can we ask questions to the DM?
You can. I mean, I can't give you spoilers, but you can certainly ask the questions you want to ask.
Now I actually have to think.
And chat can also ask me questions.
Oh, general question to everyone.
Okay.
How do you think... What did you think, and what were your opinions and thoughts of Alu technically changing back from Loxodon to Harangon?
Ah. I'm gonna be real, I forgot we said that, and then when you revealed it to me again, I'm like, oh my god, that's right.
Yeah, I remember that, and it was like, wait, hold up.
Also, Daluna wants to know if he can join in.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're still doing questions, but we can have him join in.
Yeah.
Hey, Daluna.
Hello.
Hello.
Also, Bubba has a question for us.
Oh, let's see the question. General question, what's everyone's favorite spell or cantrip? Ooh. So I have 3 favorite spells. My favorite cantrip is Prestidigitation, because it's just such a fun spell. Like, it can do so many different things, but my favorite application that I haven't gotten to use it for yet is the Revenge spell. It can soil or clean clothing. So, you don't like someone? Cover their clothes in garbage. Or skunk spray. Or pee. The options are endless because it's not clearly defined. Favorite leveled spell? Magic Missile is my favorite, but Moonbeam I've fallen in love with, thanks to
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder why, Daluna. Why would I personally love Moonbeam? What possible
Why would you love your
reason?
signature spell? I don't know.
It's a pretty good spell.
Yeah.
It's the first spell that I learned how to use properly as a spellcaster.
I'm like a little bummed because I wanted to make Galindan in Baldur's Gate, and I thought, you know what, a druid is probably a good class for that, because I think it's the only class that naturally learns Moonbeam. It's going alright. I feel like maybe alternate universe Galindan might be more accurately a wizard, though. But I really want him to have Moonbeam.
Well, if you find a scroll, you could have learned it.
If this is a general question, can I answer this one? 'Cause I actually do have 2 favorite spells.
Sure, since it's to the room and you're here now.
Like, my favorite spell is Shatter. because I do love the fact that you point at something and its general area is like, yeah, no, I don't want that around anymore, and I'm just gonna hit it with as big of a bolt of force damage as possible.
That's fair.
It's a safer version of Fireball to me.
Yeah.
And my favorite cantrip is, I really do like Vicious Mockery because of the fact that, like, you are so good at insulting people, you actually do damage to them.
Not only do you cause emotional damage, but physical as well.
Like,
Say the word
and
bitch and I feel like someone just...
the funniest thing for me though is like I love that on a bard, but like I told Draco this I think last week when we were doing our Kingdom stream. I played a Kenku bard who his whole thing was he was too nice, so he couldn't really do any vicious mockeries that were effective. Like he only had like I think in the total like 3 of them that I was able to be like, okay, he would actually say this.
I feel like though, if someone was like normally super nice and they end up casting Vicious Mockery, you know shit went down. It was like,
Oh yeah.
No, that was what made it funnier because like I remember one of them and it was, wow, you know, when I am thinking you're an asshole, you've done something horribly wrong. That was his exact word. He did 4 or 2d4 damage on him. Because I think it was like level 10 at the time, and I said that. I'm like, and my GM was like, "Holy shit!" Like that's like the I'm not angry, I'm disappointed from a dad type of thing from Rhodey.
That's rough. But what about you guys? Than, Yelling, what are your favorite cantrips or spells?
Favorite cantrip is Magic Stone.
That is pretty good.
my favorite cantrip. Granted, I'm not nearly as experienced in D&D as everyone else. It seems like, but
No worries.
out of the 2 long-term campaigns I've been in, this being the second long-term campaign I've been in, I think it's still gonna be Mold Earth for me, because I can like, if I need a shelter, just Mold Earth a shelter from the ground. If I need a wall to protect myself, it's not gonna be the best wall in the world, but Mold Earth. Like, insert Toph making a shelter after getting mad at Katara.
Yeah?
You know the gif, right?
Yeah.
I like Magic Stone for the stupidest reason.
Why?
Because it's insult to injury to kill somebody with just a rock.
I'm not even gonna waste a spell slot on you. I'm just gonna huck this rock really hard at you.
Every time we fight a boss in my Sunday game, I always prep it.
Oh my gosh! So wait, is Magic Stone basically like any what any crystal can be like a like special summoning crystal or whatever?
3 pebbles, and they just become magical.
You know what I'm
And then
talking
you
about
yeet
though,
them.
right? The crystal meme.
Oh, I don't actually.
Oh, so like, I think it was like crystal. They were like showing videos of like crystals for protection or whatever, and then it's like a rock, and then someone else is like puts a rock in a sock and is like, "This is my crystal protection."
I
Oh,
also like it because it works on your spell casting ability.
yeah.
So you can make the rocks stronger.
Yeah.
True. Oh, I realized I never went into why I love Magic Missile so much. I mean, Moonbeam, obvious, but Magic Missile. When you absolutely, positively need to hit a motherfucker, there's Magic Missile. oh, I can't miss. Let me just burn a really high spell slot and bombard you with missiles. Good luck!
Not only
Shield.
can I not miss, I'll always do enough damage to where it's annoying.
Yeah. I may not kill you, but it's gonna hurt for a bit.
Unless you have shield. Do you have shield? You have to tell me.
Yeah. It's entrapment if you don't tell me if you have shield.
As for favorite level spell, I got too many.
That's fair.
It's like, I like Feeble Minds because, I mean, if you're dealing with a spellcaster, I mean, you're locking them down instantly.
Yeah.
I like Moonbeam because, obviously, I mean, come on, who doesn't like a big laser in the sky?
Hell yeah, orbital laser, let's go.
Sunburst. Sunburst, I mean, that's just stronger, but it doesn't, like, stay.
Yeah. I feel like Insect Plague is also
Lightning's pretty
almost
good, too.
Moonbeam. It doesn't move, but it is a giant area that does damage.
Druid Grove is pretty good too, because I actually got to make my own grove and have it stay forever.
I feel like if I were to say Fireball right now, that'd be like the pumpkin spice latte of D&D spells.
I mean, it is, but it's also
Yeah.
a really good spell.
Fireball is really good, but it is also you're right, it is kind of the generic answer, I'm sorry.
Like, I want to make it where that entire 30-foot radius is not alive anymore. I'm gonna set it on fire. I don't care if I get a couple of my player characters with me.
I have chosen the grenade spell. Good luck getting through it.
Like
Boof.
everybody else.
The funniest thing to me till this day is when me and Draco were playing in Schultz Personality. Burnout Vaughn email or like messaged me privately on Discord. He's like, "Hey, I know it's a good spell, but please don't use Fireball throughout the entirety of the dungeon that we're in."
Yeah.
You know
And
what?
I couldn't even blame him because I had made it where like Zeno, my character, was basically using it like free will.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I know what my favorite one is.
Oh,
Conjure Animal.
that one's pretty fun, yeah.
Mostly because when I use it, I summon a bunch of apes and I just pour out a bunch of weapons for them to use. Because I have opposable thumbs.
The apes are armed, run!
Also, I summoned a bunch of bears in a little cave of kobolds.
I think I've mentioned this story, but have I ever told you of the Sewer Squirrel Squad?
No.
So, one of my players from one of my casual games, I was running Curse of Strahd for the first time, and I had picked up a homebrew thing, which was a bunch of unique Barovian items that I thought were pretty cool, and I added in because it was fun. One was a pine cone, you see, that explodes. So it's like Fireball, but instead of fire damage, it does piercing damage, right? So one of my friends, brand new to D&D, sees this, and his very first thought is, this pine cone had to come from somewhere. I'm gonna find the source and stockpile these. And so he did. And he eventually did find the source and got not a lot because I cut it off because I realized this was going to be too broken if he had more than a certain amount of them. And this whole plan for these pine cones was he was going to use Conjure Animals to have a squad of squirrels hold the pine cones and detonate them on Strahd. The Sewer Squirrel Squad, as he lovingly called them, were to rush in, blow up their pine cones on Strahd, and they almost wiped him with that alone.
Oh, man.
And now I'm never using that particular magic item ever again.
Okay, fair enough.
I
What are we
refuse.
talking?
I refuse to allow it. I've seen what it does. I've seen the Sewer Squirrel Squad.
Gotta be honest, the more that I think about this, the more spells I think of that I like more.
Like, honestly, Draco, that is your equivalent of Zeno's ball berries with Grant. If you ever
Yeah.
watched the TMS of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it sounded like I forget if it was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Bleh. I can't words today.
Words.
Don't worry, I can't words either.
I forget if it's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or if it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Because I know the
Charlie's the one with the squirrels, yeah.
yeah okay. Because like they all start throwing nuts as well.
Yeah, except these were pine cones and they explode.
Slight difference, but
A little different.
just a little bit.
Sometimes I have the whole Vietnam flashback stare thinking of the Sewer Squirrel Squad. Oh my god. It was so good. I couldn't have been mad because I'm the one who gave him the option. But goddamn. And there were some other fun items that they really didn't pick up that I liked. Like, there's this sword called Ember, and it's a sword that is very poorly put together again with a leather strap. It looks like it was broken at some point and they just couldn't find someone to reforge it. So, it's a sword that does fire damage, but if you roll a nat 1, the binding breaks and the sword explodes a fireball on your position. Because it's barely held together, and if you fuck up hard enough, kaboom! If we do Ravenloft, I'm gonna have to really look through all my stuff I have, because I know I have a lot of stuff that I need to re-look through.
You know what, Draco?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you.
I might have an answer.
Which is your favorite homebrew item that I made? Octavius's bracelet or Andros's bracers?
I like them both a lot, but I think because of who I am as a person, it's probably going to be Octavius's bracelet.
Yeah, no, I made that thing cool as shit.
Yeah. Like, I do love your Neji Hyuga bracers, but, I mean, the Absorb Elements and Dish 'em Out bracelet with Bahamut's image is just too fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. Give him a hand cannon.
Basically, yeah. Alright, does anyone in chat have questions for any of the people assembled here? Which means, you know, you can also ask questions about,
I was gonna say,
The
like, if you
Rebellion
want to ask me
Nightmare.
a question.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you could also now ask questions about the Revellion Nightmare Argyle and what's going on with that, since Daluna's here.
This isn't really a question. I just want to say I want to play with Daluna because it sounds like it would be a good time.
Yeah,
I've been wanting, like, I want to get into another campaign, like, and if you guys are doing another one after this one, I would love to join in, because it's like Draco's actually you're probably one of my favorite DMs I've had so far.
Aw, thank
Like,
you. That means
like,
a lot.
It's like it's been really fun playing it or in the Revelia.
I'm so happy to hear that. Like, I have moments where I'm not sure of myself, but it's always good. Word to everyone out there. Tell your DM you're having fun. At any and
like
every
this,
opportunity.
Like, this is not even me just bullshitting this for the thing. Like, no, this is actually one of my favorite campaigns I've done so far. And I'm really happy with, especially after on Tuesday what happened. Because,
Yeah, I was a little worried about that.
I still
Yeah, I saw
haven't
that.
seen what happened, and I'm probably not going to, because I was asked by both Draco and Zell not to see what happened to Kardec. But all Argyle knows is that Hagman kidnapped his cousin. He's not really happy about this.
Understandably. I mean, he might give him back at some point. Maybe.
My favorite enemy in the Revelia. Ooh. That we fought?
mean, while you... Oops, sorry, go ahead.
I just really like the concept of the popcorn spider. I can't remember. I don't know the name right now.
Oh, the popcorn swarm.
Popcorn swarm. That I'm like, yeah, no. Now you for the rest of all the characters' lives, they're never gonna eat popcorn again because they're gonna be like, oh shit, is this thing possessed?
Yeah.
They're gonna have PTSD from that one food item for the rest of their lives.
You're
now.
probably never going to a carnival ever again, but, like, if there's ever an instance where any of your characters see popcorn, they're just gonna have PTSD flashbacks. Get that fucking thing away from me. It's just popcorn. Get it away! Me, personally, I think my favorite enemy in the Revelia? That's a tough one. There's a lot of fun ones. My head immediately went to the Candelabrons because they're so fucking ridiculous. But I also like the Schnozzlings. There's some stuff that they have that I haven't ever really used because there's not an opportunity, but they have a move that's just they honk. That's it. They can honk to distract a person. Like, just imagine using its turn to go...
Daluna.
Yes.
This was already asked for the Odyssey crew, so I want to ask you this. Why did you make your character how you made your character?
Okay, so this is actually the second incarnation of Argyle. Like, his full name that I've actually never revealed is Marcellus Argyle Blueskin. The original version was an artificer that I made for a one-shot about 3 years ago. That I just really like the concept of he's an artificer. So what's he gonna get his power source, especially if he's in a fantasy setting? Oh wait, if I make him with Blue Dragonborn, he can do everything on that for free. And then I changed that to fighter because the weirdest thing for me is that before this I had never played a fighter.
Really?
Yeah, like it's the one like I had played like something mixed with fighter, but I never played a pure fighter before. And that's and I was like, okay, so I really want to play Lord Argyle again. So let me just make it where I'm gonna do this. And if you remember before Kardak showed up, my voice was you would speak more like this, very purposely sounding dumb. Because he always was told when he was a kid, do not let anybody take advantage of you. And the easiest way to do that is to make yourself sound like you're not anyone special. He was just a dumb strong guy. That's what he was acting like. And then like it just grew over time to where I would just like he's just like a slightly gruffer, slightly more pissed off version of me now. At least I try to make him sound like that.
Actually, you know what? I could ask you some of the questions I have for Revelia as well. Some of these do apply. What is your favorite character moment for Argyle?
As weird as it might sound, when he died. When he had temporarily died, I'm like, oh my god, I can play with this so much.
Yeah, I was floored when that happened, honestly.
That's actually another reason I was really like, holy shit, this actually happened, where you got that double nat 20 and it was like what, 37 damage and I was at 36 or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. You just happened to get all of your health and then some.
Like I was like, okay, either I'm dead and that's gonna be something really interesting, or I'm going to be revived, which most likely I'm going to be because we have Watcher on the team, and I can play with that for the rest of the night. And that's why I was actually acting like Argyle would, like he was in pain. And this is the first time, I don't know, like a lot of people didn't catch this. This is the first time that Argyle ran away from a fight. He actively went back to his party and did not attack the rest of that thing.
Oh,
Nor would he if he had actually gotten that if he had actually gotten another turn, he would have held action for them to come to him as a defense mechanism. He was not going to attack that rest of that fight.
I mean, that's a pretty fair fear response. Oh shit! I died! From a single touch! I don't want to be near that shit! No thank you!
But yeah, like, not only that, but it's just... my second favorite part was when we found Kardec, because I was like, okay, I can play this two different ways, depending on what Zell did, and he played it exactly the second way I wanted to, which was where he was all nonchalant about everything, and Argyle's freaking out. I was like, I've been looking for you, fucker, for 3 goddamn months. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, my best friend is... Like, I just found out my best friend is somehow in here, and I don't know where she is. This is really, really annoying.
Another question I had here. What is your favorite character moment for someone else's character in the Revelia?
Knack in the room that showed us horrors.
Of course.
That is like the simplest thing, because that was the funniest room that you made us go into, and I'm like, I'm glad I wasn't the one he chose.
I mean, the dice chose it to be Snack's horror room. I love it.
I have a question.
All right.
For Draco and Daluna.
Okie doke.
Have you seen anything related to the Amazing Digital Circus?
I have seen the Amazing Digital Circus, yes.
Is there anything that you have seen from that you would be afraid, like, on Daluna's side, that you would be afraid to encounter, and on Draco's side, that you would be afraid to put in because it would be too overpowered?
Well, since the only thing that we've seen are the Zoinks, really, like, in terms of, like, a monster,
The Gloinks. And the
or the Gloinks and the Abstractions, I'm like, okay, either one of those would not be good, but the fact that the Gloinks eat or feed the things they capture with the Gloink Cream and turn it into other Gloinks, that is a fucking terrifying thought.
Yeah, the Gloinks are pretty terrifying. Although abstraction is also a terrifying thing. It's basically a disease that gets transferred through touch. And the way to be abstracted naturally is to just fixate on the fact there's no way for you to get out of here. Although, because it's only the first episode, it's unclear if it's specifically from obsessing over the exit, or if it's just from obsessively... fixating on something obsessively. Like, if there are other ways to abstract aside from just focusing on the, oh yeah, we're trapped here. So that's unclear. But abstraction seems like it would be a busted thing to put in D&D. Like, there are still some ailments that are somewhat similar, like lycanthropy and the like, but lycanthropy is a disease that could get cured. Abstraction doesn't seem like it has a fix for it.
I'm still of the mind, like, I said this when the show first came out, like, I'm betting you that, like, when you abstract, it's actually the actual person that's in that world finds the exit.
Well,
afterwards, the conscious that's still there is, like, trying to, like, obsessing over it, like what we saw with, I think, was it Clothmo?
Yeah, Kaufmo.
Or, like, how, like, you saw in his room, like, he was just writing exit, 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 exit all over the place. So that's like, the human found the escape, and the remainder of its consciousness that was in the VR's character is like, yeah, no, I need to, like, I'm gonna die because I found my escape.
So there are people that have been theorizing. One theory I've seen about the Amazing Digital Circus is that they aren't actually people in there. They're brain scans of people, but they are unaware of the fact they are brain scans. which would be boring, I feel, but it could be the way it's gonna go. Like, the creators of this game have scanned their consciousnesses into the game, and it's just them thinking, oh, we're humans that are trapped in here. Not that, oh, we are digital programs in this digital game. Which would be boring, I feel, like I said. Okay, that makes technological sense, but I'd like it more if it was more of a dot hack situation where people are trapped in game. Oh, I have another Revelia question for you, Daluna. Who is your favorite NPC and why?
You know, he's technically the villain, but goddamn, I do actually like above game. I do genuinely love Hecna.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that.
Don't let him know. You are not allowed to.
I will try to keep that information to myself.
Like, aside from him, I never remember her name, but for the hotel, the marionette, the
Ramona.
Ramona, yes. Ramona, and then Ramona and Stringbean, the little snake that Argyle like fall in love with.
Hmm. And the complete opposite. Who is your least favorite NPC and why?
Any of the children of the candy corn.
Ah,
I still hold a grudge for them for killing me. The first time I played this was Zell.
that's fair. This other question I have, I feel like you've technically already answered it, but when were you most scared for your character or the other party members' lives?
Obviously, like, my answer is gonna be the same as my favorite moment, but I was scared as shit for Rabbit when Watcher and Hecna met.
Yeah.
Like, we were in the showcase room and you were in the green room just talking to each other, and all of a sudden we see Roland, like, we see the addition of Roland, we see the attack, we're like, what the fuck is going on?
I agree with Bubba. He says Helvis is his favorite character in the Revelia.
Elvis
and,
is...
like, do not tell Hecna I said that, but yes, he is my favorite character in the Revelia.
Elvis is excellent, yes.
And you also answered that last question, so I think that is my questions.
I'll say this really quick too, because I know it wasn't asked, but it is something that I'm sure would be asked. My favorite player character to this day is still Snap. Like, what Hoshi does with that character, I fucking love playing with him.
Yeah.
Because I like to think of it at this point, like, Argyle sees Snack as like a little brother figure, even though I think he's probably like 2 or 3 years older than him now.
Yeah.
I can't remember how old he is.
I'd have to look
But
to
he's
be
like,
sure.
But he looks at him like you would look at a little brother, like, bless your heart, I'm gonna protect you with every fiber of my being because I just like you.
You know what? That's a good question I hadn't thought of for our Odyssey crew here. Aside from your own character, who is your favorite player character in our group?
I plead the fifth.
It's a little harder to say that with right next to your incident.
Yeah, who's your favorite character?
Like, yeah, who is it?
No judgment.
I'm safe to say that because I'm the only one here.
That's
like,
fair. But I mean, I'm gonna say, I mean, I'm the DM. I can't say no judgment, but
that's a.
You can.
Like, I'm sorry if I made this awkward, but there it is.
No worries. You can plead the
You
fifth.
can plead
I don't know,
the fifth,
Draco.
too.
Who's your favorite?
I just answered mine.
No, he said Drake. He said me. He wants to know my
Also,
favorite.
Also, I didn't hear your answer.
Yeah,
My-
Daluna, who's your
Mine
favorite
is-
of the Odyssey crew?
I really like Andros, I'm not gonna lie.
What? Oh man, come on.
Haha. You
Yeah.
asked.
He
Good
got
luck
you.
Oh jeez. I didn't think I would get this far.
Oh shit, his words have hands.
But yeah, no, Draco. Who's your favorite?
Damn, I thought you were gonna just forget. Oh well.
No. Are you also pleading the fifth?
I might.
You know what? Here's the final question for this, and it's an open one for everybody. Aside from the character you're playing for me, Argyle, or from the Odyssey campaign, who's your favorite character you've ever played? If you've done more than
Oh.
one.
That is actually a really good one, actually.
Like Draco, this is
Well.
for you too.
Well, that's gonna go to Galindan. He is my favorite character I've played to date. Because I've finally... I've played him before, and I played him to help someone playtest a campaign that they were making, but I didn't get to properly flesh out his arc, and that was bugging me for, the longest time, so Cult of Personality allowed me to finally fulfill his arc as I wanted to see it, and I really like that. I like making my characters. I think there's archetypes for every player of D&D. I feel like I'm very much a storyteller. I like to have my characters go on a journey through the adventure emotionally, and that the story be satisfying. And Galindan is the first character I have gotten to properly do that with. And I love my anxious little D&D child. He's all grown up. He has a family. He's not as anxious around people anymore, although he's still kind of anxious around people. It's come a long way.
He has a brother.
He does. He has a new twin brother.
I'm a little biased, but I will say it's my first D&D character, my Kobold Druid, Kiljan. He had a wooden arm that was like a spell focus, and he had a bunch of stuff with Fey creatures, and it's the whole reason why I like the Fey archetype.
Oh, neat. I like that, the little arm for that.
Oh yeah. For a while I didn't know it was Fey magic. I literally just told the DM hey, I want a kobold with a wooden arm that can move like a normal arm. Just okay. I want it as a spell focus. Okay, but what is it? I was just I don't know. You figure it out. He doesn't know. I won't know either.
I do love that. One of the best things I feel you can do to a DM is, okay, this is what I want, and then you have just free reign to do whatever with your plans. Because then we get to be creative and think of, okay, so how can we connect this to the story? Which characters can connect to that point? And it's... me personally, I find that very fun. Having a free reign in someone's character to, okay, so here's your backstory, and now let's plan.
Yeah, found out that his arm was from the Feywilds. It's a tree.
Yelling, what about you?
Okay, so in the other campaign that I still technically has not ended yet, just has been on hiatus a lot for various different reasons this year.
I feel that.
But I have to say, it's actually not going to be the Dragonborn that I usually which is the main character that I play as. It's probably going to be the companion turned awakened sewer rat which is Radicus. Because for who knows what reason, Radicus always gets the best rolls. That stupid rat always gets, like, nat 20s, and no one knows why. So our DM just wrote in, like, oh, Radicus gets powers by eating books. And that's why he, like, understands everything. And I'm like, you know what? That works.
Fair. Oh, and we have some things in chat I'd like to bring up. So, Robot says, unfortunately, I've only played one proper campaign, and that's the one that ended abruptly. So, his favorite character is the one he's currently playing, Maelstrom, the Golden Dragonborn Paladin, Vixa Marata. And the other interesting thing in there is Robot's a bit sad that we never got to finish the story with the impending snake war in Shalta Personality. Bubba hoping it eventually comes back. Maybe, guys. Maybe.
If that does come back, I can't wait to play Xenos.
Oh, same with Galindan. I'll be so excited to get back my witch boy. And rain horrifying moonbeams upon everyone.
Yeah, like you get your moonbeams, and again, I have Fireball again, waiting in the back pocket. Just being like, okay, I need to be away from everybody else and not getting that one.
And Mental Prison. I really love the spell Mental Prison. Even when it fails, it does gross damage. And when it succeeds, you're trapped.
Another, like, I guess I mentioned him earlier, but Rhodey, my Keku Bard that I was playing, he is my favorite character that I've played other than Argyle. Because, again, he was just a kid who was raised in a family of bards. So that's all he knows is how to do bard magic and stuff like that. That make people happy. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to be known as a musician that brings happiness to people.
Aw.
I think I have a few other favorites. One would be my Hexblade Warlock, Neltis. He was my first evil character.
Ooh.
He was a shifter who was adopted by the Winter Court.
Interesting.
And the Fae magic kind of interfered with his shifting to give him, I gave him kind of like goat or sheep features. So it was kind of like a chimera wear thing.
Cool.
The other one currently would be Solvrook, the one that I'm playing in Alek's game.
Ah.
Because
I still need to get caught up. Sorry, go ahead.
Because just because of his personality.
Sorry, I'm vibing to the music over here.
Oh no, you're good.
Right, so we're waiting for Yelling to get back, but I think actually this went on longer than I thought it would. We're an hour and 28 minutes. We'll switch over to King of the Castle. I just gotta type some stuff up, end the session so I can make two different videos. Instead of having to cut this one up, I'll just, export them straight from Twitch. So, chat, we will be right back for some King of the Castle fun. We'll see you then. Offline image up. Give it like 20 seconds.
Yep.
Welcome back. So we're just